Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling grateful on a Monday morning. I'm feeling great and grateful because we are now 4-0 in our last 4 crowd pleaser teasers on my premium site. You know, we continue to cash in on these 2-team alternate run line parlays. And the good news is, folks, we have another crowd pleaser teaser going off here today. Now listen up real quick. If you sign up for that package here today, you are going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my Major League Baseball free pick video here today for Monday, June 17th, 2024. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you had a great weekend. And of course, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. And if you want to see which one of these free plays on this video that I actually like the best, you may want to, think about signing up for my crowd pleaser teaser. And like I said, you'll get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. Of course, if you want to unlock all of my premium selections, an all-access pass, you may want to think about signing up for my full access, all-inclusive chairman membership. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day. You also get access to my chairman podcast. Now, folks, I'm 2-0 my last 2 extra daily picks, 4-0 my last 4 crowd pleaser teasers. And finally, folks, I'm hitting at 67% my last 9 NBA tier package picks. And the good news is we have plays going off in all of those packages here today. And they're all included with your purchase of the chairman membership. The site is patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, we're going to dive into some free content. We're going to start off with this Reds-Pirates game, little divisional action here, 6:40 p.m. East. Pittsburgh's minus $1.90 at home, totals 8.5. Paul Skeens for Pittsburgh, Carson Spears for Cincinnati. And I'll tell you, Spears has looked good in a handful of appearances. 2.33 ERA through 19-plus innings, 1.19 whip. And I'll tell you what, as bad as since he's been at the dish, they do hit it well on the road. They're a top 10 run-producing team in their travels. And they're facing a Pittsburgh squad who's got a losing record at home, and they do struggle at the plate themselves. These guys are currently in the bottom 10 in runs per game. Jack Sawinski's hitting a .180, OPS in the 500s. And Michael A. Taylor, he's got an OPS of just .517 himself. Now, injury-wise, Bart, Bay, and Williams are still out for Pittsburgh. And 7 out of the Pirates' last 10 ball games stayed under the total. Meanwhile, Cincinnati went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Reds plus 1.5, under 8.5. Next game, Padres-Phillies, 6:40 p.m. East. Philadelphia's minus $1.80, totals 9.5. Chris Sanchez for the Phils, Randy Vasquez for San Diego. Now, Vasquez is just 1-3 with an ERA close to 5. And I'll tell you, the Padres lost their last 3 straight. They scored just 8 total runs during that stretch. Now, when it comes to cashing in on the run line, these guys failed to cover in 7 out of their last 10. They're taking on a Philly team who scores a lot of runs at Citizens Bank Park. They're actually scoring more runs a game at home than any other roster besides one. Alec Boehm's hitting .302, 4th most RBI in the bigs. Bryce Harper, he leads the team in homers, OPS in the 900s. But even if for some reason Philadelphia struggles at the dish, starting pitcher Christopher Sanchez, he's certainly looked good this year. He's got 61 strikeouts and an ERA in the low 3s. When it comes to the injury list, Real Muto, Turner, and Clemens are still out for Philadelphia. Bogart's still inactive for San Diego. And 5 out of Vasquez's last 8 starts did fall under the number. Meanwhile, Philadelphia saw 6 out of their last 10 stay under the total themselves. Give the Phillies minus 1.5, under 9.5. Next game, Cardinals, Marlins, 6:40 p.m. East. St. Louis is minus 160, total 7. Sonny Gray for the Redbirds, Braxton Garrett for Miami. And as bad as Garrett's been, well, these Miami pitchers have certainly been racking up the strikeouts at home. They're in the top 10 in strikeouts per 9 on their own diamond. They're facing a Cardinals team who's had a tough time hitting the baseball themselves. These guys are a bottom 5 run-producing team on the road. Mike Ciani is hitting just .207, OPS in the low 500s. And Paul Goldschmidt's batting just .227 with a .3 wins above replacement average. As good as Sonny Gray's been, well, the Cards did take the loss in 2 out of Gray's last 3 starts. Now, 3 out of Miami's last 4 home games did get over the total. As a matter of fact, they're currently 26-11 to the over in all of their contests at Lone Depot Park. Give me Miami plus 1.5, over 7. All right, next game. Little divisional action here. Red Sox, Blue Jays, 7:07 Eastern first pitch. Toronto's minus $1.35 at home, totals 8.5. Yusei Kikuchi for Toronto, Nick Pivetta for Boston. And I'll tell you what, despite his record, Pavetta's had numerous good showings. He's got an ERA in the 3s along with a 1.08 whip. Of course, at the plate, the Bo Sox continue, to hit the baseball well. They're a top 5 hit-producing lineup on the road in the league. Connor Wong's hitting .333, Rob Refsnyder .326. They're facing a Toronto club who does not want to win for Yusei Kikuchi. He's got a losing 4-5 record on the year. Of course, at the plate, Toronto's just not good enough at home. They're in the bottom 5 in runs per game in their own building. Now, total-wise, 7 out of Toronto's last 10 ball games did fall under the total. They also went 60% to the under in their last 10 meetings with the Bo Sox. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Can be Boston plus $1.15, under 8.5. Next game, Tigers Braves, 7:20 Eastern start time. Atlanta's minus 210, totals 8.5. Max Fried for the Braves, Reese Olson for Detroit. And I'll tell you what, this Olson situation is a crime because he's throwing well. He's doing what he has to do. But he just continues to get punished. Right, he's just 1-8 despite strong outings almost every time. And as a team, the Tigers lost 7 out of their last 10. Of course, they have some issues at the dish when they travel. They don't walk much, and they strike out a considerable amount of times per game. They're going to take on Max Fried, who's 6-3 on the year himself with a 1.06 whip. And of course, at the plate, the Braves have, had little problems getting base runners. They're in the top 5 in hits per game on their own field. Marcell Ozuna's in the top 3 in the bigs in batting average, home runs, RBI, and OPS. And Austin Riley, he has the second most runs scored on the active roster. And out of their last 10 gatherings with the Tigers, Atlanta actually averaged over 5.1 runs a game. Now, injury-wise, Michael Harris, he is still out for Atlanta. Meanwhile, for Detroit, Baez and Carpenter, they're both still inactive. Now, total-wise, oddly enough, 9 out of Atlanta's last 14 interleague home games fell under the total. They're also 21-6 to the under in all of their games against the American League, regardless of location. Give me the Braves minus 1.5, under 8.5. All right, next game, Mets, Rangers, 8:05 East. Texas is $1.35, totals 8. John Gray for the Rangers, David Peterson for New York. And even though Peterson has certainly found some problems, he's still 2-0 on the year, so he's yet to record a loss. And he should get some run support here today because the Mets are on the road. The Mets love hitting away from Flushing, Queens. They're currently leading the big leagues right now in runs per game while traveling. JD Martinez is hitting .293. Pete Alonso's got the most home runs. And even though starting pitcher John Gray on the other side, he's looked good for Texas, well, the Rangers really don't want to win for the guy. He's got just 2 wins through 62-plus innings. He does not have a winning record. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the bats. Texas is currently a bottom 5 run-scoring team at home in the American League. Now, injury-wise, Evan Carter's out for the Rangers. And when it comes to the total, the Mets saw 4 out of their last 6 interleague road games get over the line. David Peterson, his last 3 starts Also, all got over. Give me the Mets plus 1.5 over 8. Next game, Giants-Cubs, 8:05 East. Chicago's $1.25, totals 9.5. Javier Assad for Chicago, Jordan Hicks for San Francisco. And as good as Hicks has been, well, the Giants do tend to pitch poorly on the road. They're currently in the bottom 5 in runs allowed per game while traveling. And out of 35 total road games, the Giants are currently 5 games below 500 in those contests. And even though Chicago's not particularly offensive juggernauts, they do find ways to get base runners. They're currently in the top 5 in walks per 9 at the plate. Of course, on the mound, Javier Assad continues to throw well. He's got 72 strikeouts and a 2.81 ERA. Now, injury-wise, Wade and Luciano are still out for the Giants. When it comes to the total, Chicago's last 3 straight at Wrigley Field all stayed under the total. They're also 9-1 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Cubs minus $1.25, under 9.5. Next matchup, Dodgers-Rockies, 8:40 p.m. East. The Dodgers are the $1.70 favorite on the road here. Totals 11. James Paxton for the Dodgers, Cal Quantrill for Colorado. And even though Quantrill's having a good year, the Rockies do tend to get shelled in Denver. They're allowing double-digit hits a game at home. And they're facing a Dodger lineup who averages more hits per contest than any other roster besides one. Even if they do have some problems at the plate here today, they've got a good one on the mound in James Paxton. The lefty's 6-1 with an ERA in the 3s. When it comes to the injury list, Bryant, Rogers, Bouchard, and Beck, they're all out for Colorado. Elias Diaz is questionable. 3 out of LA's last 4 road games did get over the total. You also saw the overcash in their last 5 straight James Paxton starts. Give me the Dodgers minus 170 over 11. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in that Brewers-Angels game, 9:38 Eastern first pitch. The Angels are minus $1.20, totals 8 runs. Jose Soriano for the Angels, Carlos Rodriguez for Milwaukee. Of course, at the plate, the Brewers have been some real tough customers. These guys are in the top 5 in the league in hits per game. Christian Yelich is batting .333 with an OPS in the 900s. William Contreras, he's hitting .305. They're squaring off against an Angels squad who, keeps wasting starts by Soriano. The righty's just 4-5 on the year despite some good showings. When the Angels are at home, well, bad things happen. They have a .323 win percentage on their own diamond. Now, injury-wise, Sano and Drury are still out for Los Angeles. The Angels went 60% to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, Milwaukee saw 3 out of their last 4 on the road get over the total themselves. Give me the Brewers plus $1 over 8. And with that, folks, now it is time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Reds plus 1.5, under 8.5. Phillies minus 1.5, under 9.5 runs. I'm 4-0. My last 4 crowd pleaser teasers on my premium site. Miami Marlins plus 1.5, over 7. Red Sox plus $1.15, under 8.5. Atlanta Braves minus 1.5, under 8.5. New York Mets plus 1.5, over 8. Cubs minus $1.25, under 9.5. Dodgers minus 170, over 11. And give me the Brewers plus $1 over 8. With that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrogPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/Brock Page.